As we look at this article, Pursuing More Efficient Water Use, it's really concerned with the history of water conservation. This is huge in the Americas because we have 300 million people living on semi-arid or arid landscapes. So what we're talking about are areas that are kind of marginal to live on. They're very susceptible to drought and things. But with new technology and new research, and really this article talks about on the micro level, on an individual's basis, you can really buy different items that can conserve a lot of water. Just changing your faucets, toilets, doing all these little things, buying more efficient washing machines and dishwashers will really bring down the amount of water that you use in your home or, for generations to come. But it's also coming on city planning levels and how we look at how we promote these kinds of deals. A lot of cities, like the city of Hays in particular, has started programs that they will pay you money or give you discounts on property taxes if you purchase more efficient utility items like your dishwasher and your refrigerators and these different things. So they're really trying to move forward, and this article really explains how our shortages and our lack of water have pushed us in this direction and forced us to face problems that are at hand. Balancing multiple uses through integrated water resource management is an article that addresses how different non-governmental organizations and some parts of our government are pursuing water conservation. It really lays out a step-by-step plan of how to best address these kinds of problems. It starts out, the number one thing that they're trying to do is enact laws and tax incentives to promote water conservation, and that's their first step. But then it really doesn't just stick to the laws. It really addresses, we've got to get people on board, we've got to educate children, and we've got to push for better measures on the individual level to promote water conservation, because people have to be on board or else the laws get broken and they're pretty useless. It's also talking about planning on a citywide, statewide, and nationwide level. We've got to start building these initiatives to move forward and really manage our water so that it's here for generations to come and we can preserve what we have here and not destroy the water table. It has all kinds of recommendations and examples so that if you're a city manager, if you're on a city council, you are trying to propose something that you can really have a lot of teeth to your deal and take as example, plug in your area, your numbers, and these things and take it to it and just run with it. So it's a wonderful tool for anyone around the country that really wants to use it.
As we look at this article, it's just a small window into the picture of what our world is. China is a really interesting example because it's a cross of water problems and energy problems, because it takes so much water to produce the energy for the industries that are needed in China with its rapid industrialization that has happened lately. Energy and the water use therein is a huge problem. About 1/4 of the water used in the industry for China is fresh water that could be used for other purposes, for irrigating arable land or for just drinking water. And this contributes to a lot of evaporation and a ton of air quality problems because it takes more energy, more carbon emissions to produce the water that is needed in these industries, and takes away from the water that the Chinese people need for everyday use and for drinking water and for future generations.
The City of Hays has some great resources concerning their specific programs that have pushed towards water conservation. In 1992 through 94, a lot of ordinances were implemented to try and stop water waste in the City of Hays. They upgraded pipes, they did a lot of bans on water usage during the summer in the daytime. You couldn't water your lawn during the daytime, or you had to pay to do so, with a whole bunch of fines. And one of the major things, they also improved the infrastructure of Hays, stopping a lot of leaking water pipes and all kinds of things. It's reduced the amount of water that was unaccounted for from 19% down to 7%. That's a difference of 64 million gallons of water They also implemented some deals with the wells that are tapping the Ogallala Aquifer to stop overusage that way. That has saved a huge amount of water. And high efficiency washing machines have also been a huge success. They've provided rebates over 750 in the last 4 years, and it has saved the city of Hays money actually in the long term. To this date, it's cost them $75,000, but saving that water has saved them $460,000. So huge success Hays has had, and they've gone from a very wasteful town and county, as far as Ellis County goes, to one of the models for western Kansas and a lot of the western areas that rely on Ogallala Aquifer.